Hello. I can't believe we're at the penultimate, is that the right word? I don't know. We have 2 weeks left. This week we're going to be looking at money blocks. And the reason why I put that towards the end, or I put it here, is that it's kind of going to then move us into our manifestation week next week and our final week, believe it or not. So let me just share my screen as usual. Yeah, okay. So many things open. Please be okay, laptop. Oh, sorry. It's not going very well, is it? So I really wanted to make this week important as well. I know a lot of us here, including myself, a lot of us are of service and want to be of service to people and the world, and find it hard sometimes to even say that, you know what, we're actually working to make a lot of money or make some money. It's just our human currency at the moment. It's just how it seems to work. And I guess I wanted to draw attention to it because there is so many money stories that we have that don't do us any favors. And I actually genuinely believe that we need more money in the hands of light workers and people like you doing really good work. I think it's really important. I know that all of us reaching these goals means that we're just able to help more people and we're just helping more people. So I think it is important. So today I just want to talk a little bit about manifesting money, holding your money, and then money blocks. And again, this is all important because making more money probably means you're changing more people's lives. So manifesting money, which we'll talk a little bit about next week, but we need to remember as well that really when we look at our visions on manifestation, it's never money that we're looking to manifest. Like, sure, you may want to have, I don't know, sit in a pile of $1 million for a minute, but that's not actually what you want. It's the home that you want. It's the freedom maybe to buy a flight ticket. It's the freedom to see your family whenever you want to. It's all those kind of things. And I guess with that, sometimes it's really good to just not move money to one side because I think that's important, but just kind of fine tune that. But we will do a bit more of that next week. But I just want to be a little bit clear here before I move on that I do know that what we're manifesting isn't just the money. Like, it's not really that. It's everything that goes with it. It's the business we're creating. It's, you know, the relationships that we're having with our clients. It's all the lives we're able to influence. And I think when I was even thinking about it the other day with, you know, my vision and what's happening for me, there's a bigger reason why I would love that recognition of what I do, of changing people's lives, and I would love to be able to reach even more people, is I think it opens up opportunity. And I love the idea of being able to have a life full of opportunity and be able to be like, oh, wait, I know a guy that will help you film this movie, or I know someone that will do this. And I feel like for someone who's in the potential fame or the very connected network, I love that idea. That for me is kind of a type of freedom as well, to just be able to, yeah, create whatever I want, I guess, and with whoever I want. A big thing with money and manifesting money, and something we'll work within the sheet, is first thing to think of, how does it feel when you receive money and how does it feel when you give money? What are the feelings? And if those two don't align in a good way, then there's actually not a very good cash flow, I guess, that go between the two. So that's something we'll work out in the document as well this week. Financial freedom is a mental, emotional, and educational process. Robert Kay, which I was going to write down and be like, oh, who is that again? But I did these slides a while ago, so I can't remember, but I love the quote. And I think it's super important. I do think the biggest reason and the biggest kind of tilt to me creating this program was I realized that a lot of people were kind of doing more of the spiritual and the visionary and all the feminine kind of work, but no one was kind of doing more of the masculine, yang, and kind of telling me, okay, but like, what actually needs to happen for my business? And that's something that we'll be able to really fine tune in our one-on-ones as well. So biggest thing is, where intention goes, energy flows, and money sometimes can actually be the block to us wanting to bring in more clients. It can also even be the block to us receiving what we actually want, because we think we need the money before we have to receive it, for example. Some things have appeared in my life through manifestation, and I haven't had to put a dime down. It's just, appeared at my front door. It's been given to me at a gift, all those kind of things, or someone's asked me if I want to do an exchange. So it's also good to be open-minded that not only money is going to be the way to all the things that you want necessarily, and be open-minded to that. One of the big things that I learned, and that we'll talk about now to make this a bit, guys, next week's going to be a bit more about the manifestation. Here I want to talk a little bit more potentially about the masculine side of this. Is how are you going to hold this money? Like, do you even know like what your current finances are? Do you have any care of that? You can't actually, and I've learned this from so many people, you can't manifest big money for long if you actually can't hold it. So let's just dig that up a little bit. Making money doesn't have to be hard. This is so true. But you do have to put energy into it. I do believe like you've got to put some energy into it. You can't just sit on the couch and watch Netflix. Like, it's an energy exchange. But it doesn't have to be hard, because the whole point of the Power of You here is that you found something that you love and that you want to do every single day. So one big thing to look at when we're looking, right, what did I just finish on then? Because I completely, yeah, okay. So before we go into that, I probably should have changed this around. Anyway, we're here now. One thing that I learned is money blocks too. So some things in your life that you might not think is a potential financial block, or an energetic abundance block that the universe can't work through, are some of these things. So time is a big one. Are you always late for things? How do you show up in those spaces? That's a huge one. And how you treat your time as well. Like, what are you doing? Are you scrolling through social media all day? Are you actually doing things? Are you in that frequency? Because social media is very it really is blocking. It really shifts your energy out of yourself. Like, you're kind of inputting so much of yourself that you might not even realize into that device. And it's actually kind of why I stepped away from social media a bit recently. But anyway, that's not a story for today. And I think that's a really big thing, is that your time and how you're spending your time. Are you spending it joyfully? Are you doing the things that you love? Are you doing the things now that that's in your vision? Are you waiting for the vision to come true to do it, or can you already start doing it now? Does that make sense? Upgrading your environment. So if you're waiting for the big house and the white walls and the minimalist look to actually bring in that vision that you have, but you're actually able to already change some things in your environment today, that to me is a money block, because you're not embodying what you already have, so you're not able to move to the next step. And you're asking all these things for the universe, and the universe is like, they're right there, but you're not taking this, so I'm just going to wait until you're ready for the next step, kind of thing. That is definitely a huge block. The embodiment of yourself, even. So we know we've done a little bit of inner child work, but I do and I feel like even through the course of these 12 weeks with you guys, I've definitely gone into more of a healer, psychic, someone who would understand a little bit more about occult experiences, to be able to really understand like the energy and the vibration of how we're showing up, if we're really in alignment with our hearts and our true self, is also a money block. How you speak about money, huge money block. Who are you around? How are they talking about money? Is it always like, oh, money's hard, oh, bills are hard to pay, I'm always behind? Like, these thoughts, these words create your reality, and that's super important. I would say, if you are around people that talk like that, like I have had friends before, I really have to be conscious to be like, she's saying that, I'm not taking on that belief. Who you're influenced by. Are you scrolling through social media as well? Like, how does it make you feel? Do you feel like you are one of them? You're inspired to become one of them, or they are, it's another realm? Like, do you feel like more incompetent, I guess, or judgmental towards it? Are you actually in alignment with your vision? Are you taking the steps every day towards that vision that you need to be taking? Or are you actually procrastinating on the things that are actually important? Now, the business checklist, so that was kind of what I was mentioning on the other side, was with everything and like holding money. There's a few things that need to happen. If you're social media blows up today, like, do you have the energy to hold it for people to stay around? Do you have something to say? Do you know where you're going with your messaging? Do you know your vision, what your vision is? If 10 clients show up at your door today, or in your email inbox, do you know what to send them? Do you have a template of an email that they can go to? Do you have a resource you can send them? That what happens next? Do you have a booking service? Do you have your terms and conditions written so that they have the first process and you're on the same page? Do you have a way of tracking the finances coming in when the customers come in, that this is your return on investments in certain areas? If you're going to invest in your business when a certain amount of money comes in or a coach comes in, like, are you tracking all of these things? Is your business registered? Do you have an ABN here in Australia? Do you need to register it in whatever other country you're in? How does that work? There's even other things like looking at GST and all of that, which I'm not very good at, but I do think it's either you get good at it or you pay someone to do it for you, I suppose. And then insurance as well. Is your business insured? Are you ready to receive the clients coming through your door? Are you ready for all of that? And with insurance, it's a weird one, because sometimes I do also feel it's a bit of a fear mentality with insurance, because I guess you're like, well, I'm going to insure myself just in case all these worst case scenarios happen. But I guess the thing is, for me, it's been a bit of a difficult one, even with being a healer, because I don't want anyone to be like, well, Rosie said to do this in my coaching lesson, so now I decided to leave my marriage and now I'm living in my car or whatever, so I'm going to sue her. I don't know. Not that I think that would happen, but I do think the work that I do is not always subtle, and I don't know where the journey is going to take me. I don't know, and I want to make sure that I'm covering both myself, my family, my kids. I think that's important. Anyway, that was a complete side note. Also, some investments might not be possible right now, but what I was kind of saying with the tracking as well, some things might be important to work towards. Like, for me to actually work more, yes, I need help with the house. I need my kids to have more care so I can take on more clients. Whatever it is that it means to you, I think it's important to just have a bit of a vision there, or know when there's a gap. And if you need to ask the universe for guidance, like, I really want to take on 20 clients, or why do you want to take on 20 clients? First of all, can you take on 5 clients and charge them more? Or whatever it is that you need. The clearer you can get, again, we will talk about this next week, the smoother the ride. Oh, ish. I'm going to say the smoother the ride, ish. So that's it for this week. I just want you to go through a little bit of the money stories that come up for you with the document that I've added. There's a Brad Yates money tapping, a quickie, that you could do for 7 days, which could be quite fun to do. And I was in the process of creating a meditation. I don't know when that will be done, but it will definitely be done for the relaunch, to just really get people in the energy, in the frequency that money works with. I was actually told by someone once that you should talk to money like it's a little girl, like, not, in a kind manner, in a kind voice, and in a grateful voice. And yeah, I hope that helps. I will see you next week for our final week together, and then our final closing ceremony. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.